Ready.
All right, welcome once again to our Tourney Junkies video. We'll be discussing matches 8 in the Hero and Volunteers. So let's get on Steve.
Yes.
Do I have to introduce you every time?
Hi, I expected you to. It's what the host does.
Okay, that's Zach then. Okay, so on this particular one, we're going to just dive right into the Hero tournaments. Our first one, our match for today, our Hero match is Superman versus the Flash. DC Comics match. This will go into descriptions of the two characters. Not that most people really need them, but we will. Superman was born on the planet Krypton and rocketed away from it as the planet exploded. He was one of the last Kryptonians left. He crash landed in a farm in Kansas and was raised by a couple of farmers there. Be a good, wholesome American boy. That's where he gets his values from. But being under Earth's yellow sun and the yellow radiation give him powers way beyond what normal people have. He's got near unmatched strength, flight, superhuman speed, superhuman durability, almost unmatched for as far as conventional means. X-ray vision, super hearing, heat vision, ice breath. So kind of what you'd expect. I guess archetypical superhero powers, honestly. And then,
To be fair, it was not archetypical because they all copied him. It's not like he had this to be a copy. It's just the superhero.
It is true they all copied him because he was arguably the first superhero. So, it does come with some weaknesses. Kryptonite. 3 of the 4 known colors of Kryptonite do have different effects on Superman. All of them negative. So those are always something to watch out for. Mental and magical attacks still do quite a bit of damage to Superman. Radiation from the red sun, which is what Krypton was under, would neutralize all his powers and basically make him as normal as a human. Normal human strength and lose all his other abilities. Really about it as far as this goes. We're in the normal suits. So, for his opponent, we're going to go to the one who wrote the bio. Zach, tell us about the Flash.
Wait, first of all, 2 questions about Superman.
Right?
1, would an Earthling on Krypton have superpowers then?
No, because I don't think we get powers from the red sun.
We don't? Huh.
There's
and
never
Blue Krypton
any...
has no effect on him? I know it affects Bizarro, but
it's basically green kryptonite for Bizarro. Blue kryptonite has absolutely 0 effect on Superman at all.
does the red and yellow affect Bizarro?
I've never seen anything to verify like what red or
You've never seen gold affect Superman either, because it's permanent.
Yeah, so it's like a threat. And it's supposed to be permanent.
Okay, yeah. Well, on to our other contender. The fastest man alive, the Flash. This is the first one in this league, Barry Allen. All of his powers come from accessing the Speed Force. So, super speed, of course. He can make tornadoes, he can phase through stuff, he can even travel through time, but it's a little dicey. He runs around the world pretty much all the time to do anything. Turn left, he'll go all the way around the world right. Yeah. Do they have bios? Not that it matters?
They would know each other, but no, they do not.
Okay, yeah, they're dossier-less, but like they both know each other. And where Superman has a giant glaring weakness, the Flash, not so much. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, except slipping. But, you know.
Ice does seem to be a bane for any Flash.
Anything. He slips on stuff all the time and everything. I'm pretty sure in one of the Justice League episodes, he trips on a rock. Someone with telekinetics moves a rock and he trips over it, which is weird because he has enhanced reflexes, and he can see things in like a super speed as well. But
exactly.
Nope, not ground apparently.
He doesn't look down.
Oh my god,
like
he doesn't look down.
Okay, this particular battle is on our junkyard battlefield. So, a lot of rusted metal and sharp edges. Kind of dirty.
Maybe a vat of kryptonite. Who knows? Probably not.
Gonna have. I would doubt that kryptonite's gonna be all that common. I mean, I know it seems like it in the DC universe, but it's not really that common.
It's only a couple people, really. It's like Lex Luthor and Batman have like the entire supply of kryptonite. Oh, and probably Kryptonite Man. He probably has some. But
Metallic has some in his heart. Yes.
Fair.
Okay, so we'll start with you, Jess. How do you think this match goes? What's your thoughts?
I can tell you who I think will win. I'm not sure exactly how to go.
That's what you got.
I think Superman will win. Because he has plethora of powers. And he's fast too.
Not as fast.
But still fast.
Actually, that's not sure. They've raced multiple times. There's never actually been a winner.
Haven't you heard the more recent ones though, where Flash said that those were all for charity, and so he let Superman have a chance?
Oh, but that could be a cop-out knowing the Flash as well, though.
That could very well be.
But I doubt it. The Flash, again, can break time with how fast he runs. I guess Superman did rewind the time, too, at one point, didn't he? By spinning around the world super fast?
Yes, backwards. Obviously.
Which worked at the time. It was a simpler time. But
Logic. Always. Today, what about you, Zach? What do you think?
So, ring outs. How do they work? Is it like a pro wrestling thing where it's like a 10 count?
I don't know if we allow for ring outs or if it counts as.
Oh, since he can't run around the world. He can't do his run around the world punch thing.
He might just have to run around the field a few times and then punch.
It's a junkyard. It's like, what, 50 feet across? How would Galactus even fit in one of these fields?
I think it's bigger than that, but
it's bigger than that. Yes.
I think of a really small junkyard, just one bathtub sitting in the middle of a field. That's what I consider a junkyard. Mind you, there's a pretty accurate map on our website, so it's not that. Clearly isn't, but you know.
You know, it's your standard auto junkyard, a lot of old cars and like the magnet thing that picks them up and punches them into the cubes, like that.
I know.
I don't know.
Run, get kryptonite, come back. Simple. Like I said, 10 count. Go with the 10 count rule.
I don't know. Or are we doing like Tekken or Soul Calibur? Or ring out causes instant loss.
To be fair, if they could fly, they wouldn't have that problem. And the Flash can practically fly. He runs so fast. So
I just don't see Supes losing. Sorry. Even if I don't think Flash would go as far as Batman would to beat Superman. You know what I mean?
True. Allegedly, though, the Flash could build up enough momentum to one-shot Superman.
Allegedly, according to who?
I don't know. I found it online. I'm pretty sure it was. I've seen it on the internet. So
that's gotta be true. We all know that's always real. I don't know. One-shotting Superman is pretty hard to do no matter who you are.
True. He could build pretty much unlimited momentum, to be fair.
He could, but Supes could.
If he can go through time, he could punch you through time. Just keep that in mind. That'd be Darkseid. Well, he got shot through time, but still. So a punch through time would be even better, I guess. I don't know.
Honestly, there's even a non-violent way that Supes can win this. All he has to do is freeze the ground all through the junkyard. It's over.
He can vibrate out of ice. He doesn't, but he can.
But he wouldn't be able to get any traction to run anyway.
He can melt ice. He has enough friction.
Yeah,
honestly,
but ice
shouldn't be a problem for the Flash. I don't know why it ever is.
But it is. It's established. Otherwise, Captain Cold wouldn't be an arch enemy of his.
Captain Cold shouldn't be anything. He's a guy. I mean, he has a weapon. I don't see how someone who could break the sound barrier easily ever gets beat by him, or even has a challenge by him.
But yeah, Captain Cold is his worst enemy. Or one of. I guess there's like 3. Yeah, still. Captain Cold's definitely up there.
Him, Grodd, and who's the third one? Are you counting Zoom? No.
Whichever Reverse Flash.
Yeah, this one's Reverse Flash because it's Barry, of course.
Yes.
Ooh,
so, yeah.
Side note, so canon for us, it was so hard to try to do a thing on Barry because Wally is the one that I knew as a Flash. I kept wanting to put like quotes and stuff from Wally instead, or use Wally's powers. It was terrible.
Yes.
Even his personality, I'm not completely sure I got right. I might have just been like, Wally.
I know. Wally's the one I was raised on too, but Barry is the more iconic one. He's even the one who got a TV show.
True, but even he kind of acts like Wally, to be fair. The best parts where he shows personality, it's because he's acting like Wally. The one from the Justice League cartoon, it's technically, I think, Barry, but it acts like Wally.
It's Wally.
Oh.
That's what.
Cool.
Yeah. They wanted him to be younger than the rest of them, so they made Wally. Nonetheless, I still think they're. Do you agree? Do you agree that?
Certainly, yeah.
Hey, not everyone has to agree. Did you vote for Superman or did you vote for Flash?
I don't vote until after we do our streams.
Okay. I vote first. I vote when I post the matches.
I know just in case if I'm managed to be swayed, which doesn't normally happen, but maybe.
I have my thoughts, so sometimes people make good points, and they're good points, but I feel what I feel. I have the way the match goes in my head. So, okay, that's our hero one. I think we're good with that one. So then we're going to move on to not as well known, I think at least half of it, our villains match.
Okay, the Adversary from Fables comics and Voldemort from here.
So,
and that's at the factory.
No bios there either, no dossiers, so no knowing anything about their opponent. So I guess I will go into detail about the first one. The Adversary is kind of the reason for the entire Fables comic series. He's why all these fairy tale characters, all these Fable characters live in normal, mundane world. Because the Adversary and his armies have taken over the homelands and they rule it with an iron fist. And so all these, they basically had to become refugees to the mundane world. Now, honestly, it's hard to even talk about the Adversary without a major spoiler. So, if you haven't read Fables and you plan to in the future, plug your ears. Go away for a couple minutes and come back, whatever. But it's kind of hard to discuss him without discussing his true identity. So originally, he was Geppetto, the woodcarver, who created Pinocchio, so from the Pinocchio story. But once Pinocchio is turned into a real boy, he continues to still go off and have adventures and leave Geppetto alone. So kind of defeating the purpose for why he was created in the first place. So Geppetto's still sad, still just as lonely as ever, and the Blue Fairy takes pity on him again, lets him carve more puppets, brings him to life. These puppets, though, are enchanted to be always loyal to Geppetto. So he takes advantage of this and works at a partnership where he just creates more and more children, even to where he replaces kings with his puppets. Replaces kings and noblemen, so he takes over more and more through subterfuge, and when he can't do that, he will just amass his army of enslaved peoples and his wooden soldiers and just take it over by force. And he succeeds in this way in taking over most of the homelands. So, all of your favorite fairy tale stories, probably come to those guys. That works. So he himself is not much of a fighter. He tends to rely on his soldiers, his armies. However,
Does he get those?
he does get some wood. So to carve his own. He doesn't have any offensive. However, he does have very powerful enchantments. They're all defensive, though. Any weapon used against him will break. Even something as strong as the Vorpal Blade cannot penetrate his shield.
Does he have any defense against actual magic?
I would imagine with his enchantments, it would be up to the level of. I mean, he's got some of the best spellcasters in all of the homelands who have casted these defensive spells on him. These defensive
And he's just immune to them? Like, I'm trying to think of a really good spellcaster from fairy tales.
The blue fairy. He has the blue fairy basically enslaved to use the magic to create living creatures. Okay?
Fair. Okay.
So I'm saying the adversaries, I mean, he's a dark horse, but he's very hard to hit. And his opponent
is Lord Voldemort, most feared wizard of all time. He's descendant of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 people who founded Hogwarts. And he's a half-blood. Mom was a witch, and his dad's a muggle. A fact that he's ashamed of, so he changed his name. Grew up an orphan, and Dumbledore found him. At a young age, he learned that he could do other things other people couldn't. So he'd use it to get his way and to be children. And he just kind of kept that evil throughout, even when Dumbledore took him to Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a good student, but he was really into the dark arts and was still evil. And he got followers. He stayed with him. What else do I know?
You're just going through history and you go through powers.
Well, obviously he uses his wand, and he can do all kinds of spells with it.
Yeah, Harry Potter magic's weird to get a read on. Because, like, anyone could do any spell, and just now he can. He knows it. Simple.
Exactly, but the books they do have like signature spells they use more.
True, and his is what the one that that one's a little bit. Nice.
Yes, you want to detail about the unforgivable curse of them.
Avada Kedavra, which kills someone instantly if it hits them.
Yes, because that's a fair ability to have.
And the Imperio,
Very sketchy.
which can control somebody's mind.
It's a mind control spell. I mean, it works for pretty much everyone.
And Crucio, which puts someone in horrible, horrible, paralyzing pain.
I'm just killing. I guess we were tortured.
It does to Walmart parents.
Yep.
Yeah. Doesn't he bring a snake with him?
Oh yeah, he gets Nagini, the snake, which is also a Horcrux. And that's what he wants to do, like above anything else, is to be immortal. And he's scared of dying. So he wants everybody else to believe what he believes in.
Or you're already a pure blood wizards.
Even though he's not.
Garbage. All right.
Wait, so where are the Horcruxes in this scenario? How many are up and how many aren't?
She's the only one with him.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
and the other
now-
ones are all good and okay, or are they like already destroyed by this point?
Well, it really wouldn't matter because he doesn't. Even if he was to die, the Horcrux can bring him back.
But it takes
And
time.
the
But it takes
Aviary, and it's not instantaneous, is it?
Okay, the same thing happens to him that normally bounces off and kills him. He's dead. He loses this fight.
Right. So if he dies in this, and because the genie being there wouldn't really help him in it.
Yeah, Genie's is there to be a snake. Yeah.
Yes, which he was getting. He can basically like telepathically.
And so, I'll discuss this one in the factory, which is very, very dangerous.
This is the standard one with the vats of acid, right?
Of course, lots of acid and like conveyor belts leading to an incinerator and toxic waste.
I wasn't sure if this was for this one or for the next tournament we're doing, because I know they both have something like this. But
No, I think we have. I mean, I'm not exactly sure about the next one. The next one's going to be kind of like mechanical stuff. These are maps. These actually follow the map. So yeah, this one has the toxic waste vats and burning and the incinerator and all that conveyor belts.
how does wood do in toxic waste?
I'd imagine about how everything else does. This is acid. It's going to eat through it.
So not well. Okay.
All right, Zach. Since we discussed the people, why don't you tell us how you think this match goes?
Okay. Well, my immediate impression is that Voldemort, I think, would win, because how much wood does he have on him? Maybe enough for like 3 to 4 soldiers, maybe. I don't think he's just carrying around like a whole like lumber mill. He's an old man; he can't do that much. But
Right. Even that much.
so that's like what, like you knock off the kids they're walking across, they all burn to death, or whatever acid does to people. It burns them. It's technically burning. But and then worst case scenario, what? Even if it gets to a fist fight, I think Voldemort would win. You said it breaks every weapon, not fists.
I don't see this going to fisticuffs here. You're both pretty
Two old
advanced to that.
Yeah, no one was expecting this outcome.
Oh, man.
Oh, I don't even know. Okay. I do not. That's not how that goes. Even beyond fisticuffs. I think that Voldemort's overconfidence is his danger. Is his problem. Same thing that's brought his downfall the first time. Harry Potter's a lot. I fully expect him to use the Avada Kedavra curse on the adversary and get it shot back at his own face.
Does it reflect magic?
It destroys the weapon.
But is that by reflecting it? I guess in theory.
That's what happens.
He can do. Can he do magic without? I mean, it's limited, right? But
I don't.
is he not strong enough to do that?
He's not. It never shows that he's actually like strong enough to do it without a wand. Very few wizards can.
That's true. So I guess at worst case scenario, it breaks the wand. So then back to fisticuffs.
I just don't see. I give it to the adversary. I think he's got this. I think
He doesn't have any offense. I would not give it to a wall.
Okay, this is magical protection. Like that's just against magic, right? So if he falls in the toxic waste,
It actually does any offensive move. It's magic against any offensive move that it makes them.
I don't really know if I'd call it offensive. It's acid. It's a force of nature. Are you saying he's never like stubbed his toe or tripped before? I'm sure he has. He works with wood dummies. You don't think he's ever gotten like a hammer on his thumb? I'm sure he has.
No. I just say it does. It's only offensive moves that it reflects back and destroys the weapon.
Question: does he have time to make his little puppet guys?
Depends on how fast Voldemort.
There's no prep time, right?
No prep time.
So he might not even get dummies up. He doesn't have any special power to carve wood faster, does he?
No, he's just a master wood carver.
But he just still has to carve wood. That's
aware.
pretty tough. A factory's not that big of a place. And you can hear probably from pretty far away.
I'm just saying.
Doesn't Voldemort have like some sensing magic or something? He has like the weird. I don't remember. I'm not that much of a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, he can't see the snake, and she has snake senses.
Yeah.
So.
He has parts of pumpkin.
Right.
So yeah. They sure he can mind them with the snake. So like if the snake was somewhere, he could see the snake was somewhere.
I still have to give it to Voldemort. I mean, partly because he has no genius in this case.
Yeah, snake. Snake destroyed.
How's snake destroyed?
Snake is a weapon.
Whatever.
Snakes are not weapons. They're things.
That's
a living entity of a person or of a genie thing. So.
Well, so we agree to disagree on this one again.
Yep.
Let's see like I was against. Same as the Air Star Ice King match.
Oh, it is. Huh. It's because, to be fair, most of my people I like, I know won't win. When I see Conan Edogawa go into the Hulk, I'm not like, I think he can pull this out.
I'm not fighting for them because I like them better. That's not it.
I could see the Adversary winning in some cases, but I don't know. I feel like this is pretty close, but I think that
my initial thought, yes, was also that Voldemort would win this. But the more I thought about it, and the more I thought about what the Adversary's abilities are and why he's not dead yet, with all of the
because he doesn't have the world's most powerful wizard shooting at him. That's why he's not dead yet.
Have you met Frau Totenkinder?
She's pretty strong. She is the witch from everything. But that witch also gets beat by children. So
she got over that, though. She got stronger. And she didn't die.
Witches have dumb weaknesses. I also want to point that out.
You're talking about powerful wizards who get beat by children, and you're defending Voldemort?
Yeah. At least that's also a powerful wizard child, though.
He does.
A baby beats him. A baby.
Not because the baby's skilled, but it's protected.
The baby beat him.
Its existence. Yeah. Okay.
He shot Avada Kedavra with the baby.
Even if he does do abracadabra, whatever, and he hits, it would only shoot back and hit the wand. I know it's wrong. I know abracadabra is the enemy from Powerpuff Girls. But still. The wand would break because it's not like when you hit him with an axe, it's not like you get a cut. So he wouldn't kill him.
But the problem with Avada Kedavra is that apparently if it hits a protective spell, like it does at the beginning of the Harry Potter stories, Harry Potter's protected, right, by his mother's spell. So Avada Kedavra hits this protective spell and bounces back and hits Voldemort.
Wasn't that reflective? Wasn't that a reflective shield though?
It was a protective shield, put over Harry. That he'd be protected until like he moved out of his aunt and uncle's house or.
True, whatever. But the Adversary's magic specifically is towards weapons, though. So I don't know if that overwrites that.
See, that's where this question goes. I mean, like, no one ever can definitively answer that. You have to somehow get like J.K. Rowling and Bill Willingham together and ask them. Like, okay, guys, we need you to work this out and find that out. And we don't quite have the resources to do that yet.
Oh yeah, Fable's actually isn't by one person, like every other comic book character. If I were to ask about Batman's powers, it would be forever.
You have to find someone. You could ask Bill Finger. They created them, but it's a long time ago.
Yeah, he's changed a lot since then.
Exactly.
Batman,
Yeah,
of course, not.
Entirely Bill Willingham. He wrote it all, so he did all that. Until we had the resources to get them two together and ask them who would win.
Okay. Right now, we have Voldemort. So. Voldemort.
That's good.
Official
That's how it goes.
Consensus.
Our consensus here, but the viewers are always able to sway that because they have a voice. Go out there and think about it. Vote for the adversary. Okay. You think they're going to listen to my appeals? They're going to think for themselves.
It'd be weird if the Flash and the Adversary went on. That's what I'm hoping for. Not really. Yeah, I don't really care about the Adversary. I want Flash to win, though.
I know you do, but it's Superman.
Yeah, regardless of how... Yeah, but there's an unnatural hatred for Superman, so... As much as people are supposed to try to not be biased, it's hard to not be biased.
But we just need to set aside the bias and just take it objectively. Completely objectively. And decide. That's what I'm doing.
We'll see how that works in the November tournament for you.
I'm going to do the same thing then. That's going to be a harder one to score with other people because there's a lot more to that tournament.
Yeah.
So we're going to prepare. Huh?
Yeah, I'm stoked for that one.
That one's going to be fun. I'm still stoked for this one. This one's got a long place to go. Oh, by the way, Tourney Junkies and Zach, anyone who didn't know this, we have our first second round match already set up.
Oh.
Yeah. I found out when I was doing the bio section. I was doing the brackets. I was updating them last time.
Was it after this week or was it before this week?
Before this match.
Oh.
More last. So on the hero side, it's a good one. It is the God of Thunder, Thor. And it's the Dark Knight.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. And I'll come back in 6 months when we do that match. You got a long way to go before you get the second round.
Yeah.
A lot of matches to get through between now and then. So we'll keep going. Moving right along. And let's see. So definitely head over to the site, tourneyjunkies.blogspot.com. Read the bios. Check over the matches. Huh?
Yeah, look at match details.
Look at the match details. Look at the maps. Very pretty one.
That was sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic at all. I'm just trying to not be an obvious show.
Not all the maps are uploaded yet, right?
Not all of them. In time, they won't be though.
Yeah, they're uploaded as needed. So as the
needed.
matches come up that use them, yeah, we'll have them.
And then once we have them all uploaded, then I'll create a separate page so that you can go and look at the maps without spawn points and all that. So you can just look. This, like I said, go ahead over there, read the bios, check out the maps, check out the match conditions, comment, vote for sure. Vote is the most important. Do nothing else. Vote.
And I would like for them to know, for them to look at and see what they're voting on. I don't know how many blind votes I want.
True. Probably should
I'll ask that extra mile and actually do all the work that you're supposed to, which is all on the same page. I will ask that.
It's not very far. You don't have to go and traipse through a lot of stuff. You can just look.
We did that.
Bio.
We had to search way more. They had to read all the Harry Potter books. Them. You guys don't. You can. You guys do have the option to. We linked that through on the website, but You don't have to.
If you want to do your own research, or if you really like these characters enough that you want to read more or know more about them than what we give you, our links through our portal to Amazon and find what you want.
Yeah, some of these characters are nearly impenetrable. Like Superman, where would you start if you wanted to start reading about Superman? It's hard to make that jump. But we think we made a pretty good suggestion at that start on our website.
I think so too. I think it's one of the best Superman stories. I mean, as far as like a jumping on point, it's kind of what he's.
Which Flash story did you link to, by the way?
I linked to a couple of different stories. Flashpoint, because
that's a big thing for anyone. Literally every hero is important in there. Like Flashpoint is the ABC kernel.
And the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which shows you how important Mary is. Yes, for everyone.
Yes.
That one's not as Flash, but it's definitely important. Barry's a huge part of the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Flash is always a big part of everything. It's weird.
Oh yeah, but Barry's a huge part, like one of the main people for it. So that was important. And then I linked to the beginning of the Fables comics, because honestly, Fables, it's not something you want to jump on in the middle. You're gonna miss it. You don't pick up the middle. You don't. It's one of those things. You don't watch like the.
Maybe picking up in the middle of the Watchmen or anything that's like a story.
Yeah, but at least the Watchmen's collected in one edition.
Fables is a lot bigger. But like, it'd be like the Preacher. You couldn't pick up in the middle of the Preacher. I don't think. Could you?
No, there's only 6 books out there, so that's a lot smaller.
I have no idea what the length of comic books are.
Now that in the collected editions of the Preacher, there's 6 books. Collected editions of Fables, there are 24, I think, or 4 times as long. And that's not counting side ones like Fairest or Jack of Tales, Jack of Fables, and even that. It's just counting the core. So yeah, they're linking them a lot. It did end. I think it ended too soon. It kept going.
Oh, it's over? It's actually finished and wrapped up nicely?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Nicely.
It wrapped up as nice as it could, yeah. I mean, it did feel kind of like there were a couple storylines that were unresolved that kind of had to be rushed to finish, but it was good.
I wonder how the game will do. I know the second season got announced for the Telltale game. So.
You don't really have to have anything really to do with the main. Not like Walking Dead doesn't, or really Borderlands kind of like vaguely.
It works. No, it doesn't. And maybe it's after the game, so like it might. We'll see in Borderlands 3. There's an important character that dies in Tales, so I'm interested to see if it's canon.
Just warning you people, so I won't say it.
When does that come out?
3?
When? What? Borderlands
When does
3? Yeah, technically, but they were supposed to have something released at the end, and E3 is coming up in, I think, 9 days, so we're going to get some massive gaming news, hopefully, in that front. I'm stoked for the new Borderlands. It would be great.
They announced a Borderlands 3 right around the time we're doing our Handsome Jack match. Be nice.
Could be nice.
All right, so yes, we have guided you toward the site, read the bios, vote, check out the maps, the conditions.
Guided you and led you off a weird detour to nothing. But, you know.
We're not that guy, what we're saying. And then definitely head to the portal, pick up some stuff. We're also linked to the entire Harry Potter set. Got a good deal on that there. So you can read about Voldemort's fall, rise, and then fall again.
Does that include the Cursed Child and Fantastic Beasts, the little handbook, or is it just the books that matter?
Just the books that matter, just the 7. Well, Voldemort's not going to be in it. I mean, I think he's.
I know he's not in either of those. I was just wondering. The Cursed Child, I know it's a time skip anyway, and I don't remember hearing that many good things about it. So it's probably good if we keep the originals.
I haven't read that. We have research to do on many things.
And I don't think Fantastic Beasts is actually even a book. It's pretty much a pamphlet.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the Pokédex, but only for Harry Potter. But
All right, so these current matches are set to end tomorrow at midnight. So we'll have our next matches posted. And yeah, definitely go and vote today or
June
tomorrow.
3rd, right?
June 4th.
Tomorrow's June 4th.
Yes, tomorrow's June 4th.
Okay.
So we'll have
June 4th at midnight Central Time, U.S.
midnight. Yes, of course you have something like where we live. And our next.
Maybe someone thinks I have an accent. I don't know. We need to make sure I have an American.
But yeah, we will be back for our next live stream on Wednesday. It'll be the 6th. That one's going to be another late stream, so probably about 9:20 or so. 9:20 is a good time for it.
A weird time. 9:20.
Hold on, I have to get off work and come home.
Can you at least round it to 9:30 then?
Why wait?
There.
Now, let's discuss real quick what those matches are. That's the match. Okay, so match 9. On the hero side of things, it is going to be between the T-800, honestly, from Terminator 2. The one who's a good guy. Going up against the boy who lived, Harry Potter. That should be weird. Technology versus magic. That's interesting.
I'm only on the magic side of that debate. But we'll see.
We'll see. Time will tell.
I'm much more stoked for the villains one of this.
The villains one is quite interesting. That's two of the tops, but it's a Marvel versus DC match.
Which is something that, I don't know, run-ins in our bloodline pretty hard. Me and Steven were brothers, and we have always debated on Marvel DC since I was like 4. So.
And you've always been on the wrong side of this debate.
DC is always stronger, and this match will prove that, because these are like I don't want to say the strongest villains, but they're like the overlords. Like if there's like a major overarching like in any video game, these guys are the main bad guys.
It does tend to be. Well, yours has a competitor. Sometimes it's Darkseid.
And you have Thanos, so now.
Sure.
Up until like a month ago, no one gave a damn about Thanos, but it was longer than that. But still.
But so we will. Well, just to keep you guys not in suspense,
because we haven't announced it.
Yeah, we haven't announced it. We've been talking about hyping it. We haven't mentioned who it actually is.
If you can guess at this point, that would be cool.
What are they going to do, yell at us?
You can do it.
For the Marvel side, we have the nemesis of the Fantastic Four, Dr. Doom. So, yeah, very strong.
He's way too strong for them.
I know.
Dr. Doom is way too strong for the Fantastic Four. He should destroy them at all times.
And on the other side, for DC Comics, we have Brainiac. One of Superman's greatest villains and probably one of the smartest beings in the DC universe. So.
This is Brainiac 1, though, right?
Of course. Brainiac 1's definitely the
Yeah, of course. 13's a badass. 13's great.
One story. One story arc. It does not make you iconic.
I don't care. He's still great.
And then 5's on the side of the Angels anyway. He's a Legion of Superheroes member.
Those are the only two that are announced, right? It's only 1, 5, and 13.
There are other ones that are important to the DC universe. Like Brainiac 5 knows like who his predecessors were. But 1 is the only one that really doesn't.
Okay.
So, in the original Brainiac, Dr. Doom. So this is, I don't know, is it going to answer once and for all what's better, Marvel or DC?
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, it might go some ways toward helping, toward giving us ammunition in our ever ongoing discussion.
Possibly. Maybe Batman and Thor will also be able to solve that. We don't know.
That's when Batman gets his face beat in.
What? Batman with prep time, with infinite prep time. As every tournament debater ever will tell you, he wins.
Pretty much. That's what everyone says, but we'll have to decide. We don't know if he's getting prep time, first off. He didn't get it this time, but he still won. He beat Austin Powers, but Thor is no Austin Powers.
That is indeed a thing. That is an observation that I'm glad you made. But yeah. Okay.
So easy enough. So those are our matches for next time. I look forward to them. I think they're both going to be good. There's not really anything that I look at and I'm like, obviously this is like Hulk and Conan Ogawa where there's a quick clear winner. No, these could, depending on the maps and the conditions, go either way. So let's see. Not every match is going to be like that. Some of them are going to be squashes. Not everyone we picked is for their combat abilities. Sometimes you get iconic through other means. So, what it is. Either way, make sure to check out the site. Be sure to come back Wednesday. See us again. Meantime, like I said, make your voice heard. Let us know who would win.